And we are live. Let's go. We got a special one for you. We got a live podcast on the Roofing Operating System podcast, AI for Roofers, the playbook that nobody's sharing. Now, everybody's wondering, right? Will AI replace roofers and sales reps? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's gonna make the best ones unstoppable. All right. So today I really want to pull back the curtains on this AI playbook that you can actually implement in your business. I'm going to share some of my personal experiences, talk a little bit more about our brand new AI Roof GBT, and then actually teach you guys how to implement some of my favorite tools. So I'm gonna give you guys about 9 to 10 of my favorite tools that I think you guys should start utilizing in your business, and how to go about implementing those, and how to train your team on them so you can actually successfully adopt those. Right now, there's some crazy stats out there. I want to say it's about 70% of construction companies that actually fail at implementing just CRMs and other softwares. So obviously with AI and it being so advanced, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, right? But we're going to go into that and make sure that you guys are successful at implementing this. So over the last 3 years, I've downloaded, tested, implemented hundreds of AI tools, right? My team and I have spent over 25,000 hours on roofing softwares, processes, and AI to generate revenue for roofing contractors. It's something that we're extremely passionate about. So today I'm going to introduce some of those favorite tools, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make sure you guys implement them properly, right? And what to expect there. So now, what I want to do is actually introduce you guys to Roof GPT. Now, what's so cool about Roof GPT is it's basically having your own roofing AI sales agent. Now, the best part is that every single sales rep has their own agent. So, really, what you're doing is rather than replacing roofing sales reps, you're actually supercharging them. You're making their job easier, right? So, let me go into what this actually looks like, right? What is an AI sales agent for roofing contractors, right? So let's go through some of the capabilities. Basically, what you can do is you can automate your lead follow up, right? So with text, email, phone call, making sure that no lead slips through the cracks. Now, what's the difference between this and just normal automations that you can set in most of your CRM tools now today? The biggest difference is it actually is going to be super personalized. Right? We're talking about hyper personalized outreach. Now, how it gets so personalized is it can integrate to your CRM, and it can take all the different interactions with your customers, your different documents like proposals and stuff like that, and it's going to go in and it's going to reference all those emails and communications with your customers and prospects, plus all the information in your proposals. It could be talking about, financing. You could talk about the amount. It could talk about the different types of roofing systems that are discussed in that proposal. You kind of name it, right? Basically, you're going to be given the instructions on what you want to focus on, and then from there, Roof GPT kind of just handles it, right? Now, one of the features that we have coming out that I think is going to be super crucial for a lot of you guys out there is the intelligent call handling, right? So basically, RootGPT can answer inbound calls, qualify them, and then just book them straight to your calendar. So whether it's cal.com or if it's Google Calendar, it can actually just book inspections and meetings for you right then and there. I think that the biggest thing there is it's all about speed of lead. And I know this is a topic that a lot of people talk about, speed of lead, right? But there's statistics that back it up, that you want to make sure that you're booking that appointment and communicating to that customer as soon as possible. So whether it is a phone call or if it's a web form submission or whatever it might be, speed wins, right? So you need to make sure that you're paying for those leads, whether it's your branding, it's your marketing, whatever it might be, right? You're already paying for those leads. So you need to make sure that you're maximizing your close percentage, right? So that's the biggest thing. Now, with the CRM integration, we're already integrated with Job Nimbus. So we have an API key and a webhook. It's just a simple copy paste, right? But we're going to make sure that we're going to focus on the most popular CRMs out there. All right. So now that we just did a brief overview, we'll kind of go back. So if anybody has any kind of questions about Roof GPT, its capabilities, what to expect with it, just throw them in the comments and I'll make sure that I get to those here shortly. But what I want to share with you now is some of my favorite tools, right? I've been working with roofing contractors for the last decade. So whenever I'm looking for the latest and greatest in terms of technology, I'm always thinking about, hey, could this work for a roofing contractor? What problem would it solve? And what would be the benefits for you and your company, right? So of course we got Roof GPT. You got to have your AI sales agent. And like I said, this is to supercharge your sales reps. Every single sales rep would have their Gmail account synced to Roof GPT, and it's going to allow Roof GPT to handle those conversations. So basically, let's say that you have it set up where you want to make sure if a proposal is sitting in proposal send stage for 24 hours, 3 days, 5 days, right? Of course, it's going to handle that follow up and take the information from the emails, from any kind of communications with the customers, from the job documents, like the proposals and everything like that, right? But what's so big about this is if that person responds, you can have it set where either the sales rep will be responsible and get notified to respond back, or you could just have Roof GPT handle that conversation. So let's say that you followed up about a proposal that was sent 24 hours ago. You sent an email through Roof GPT, and it looks like it's actually sent from your sales rep too. So each sales rep has their own Roof GPT setup synced. So it looks like let's say that your sales rep is named Nick, right? It's going to look like it's coming from my email address directly from me. And when they respond, about it, maybe they're asking a question. Maybe they're asking, hey, do you guys offer financing? Right? Now, Roof GBT is going to have all the information about your brand, anything from your website or documents that we can utilize to upload to make sure that it's dialed in, customized to your company. It's going to already know, hey, we do offer financing. These are the terms, these are the rates, and it could respond back and even provide a link for that prospect to apply for that financing right then and there, right? So now, not only are you following up automatically with Root GPT, but now that conversation flow is also getting handled there. All right. So now I got another 9 tools that I really want to go in. These tools are stuff that I actually use myself and that I implement for roofing contractors regularly. All right. So we'll talk about some stuff that could be good for leads. It can be good for communication to customers, internal communication, social media, content creation. Now, the first one I want to start with here is Descrip. All right, so Descrip is incredible. It's a video editing tool that is AI powered. Video editing is something that I've always kind of struggled with, right? When you're looking at like Adobe and all those different tools, it can get so complicated. Descrip is basically a Google Doc. It's going to transcribe every single video that you upload or record directly into Descrip. And to edit it, literally all you have to do is highlight, delete, chop up, whatever it might be, and it's going to edit the video for you. It also has Underlord, which is their own AI tool directly inside of it that can make AI clips. It can add in sound editing, you kind of name it. And so Descrip is almost like a must. If you guys are really focused on doing things like reels or long form content, it's something that you guys have to at least check out. I want to say it's like $29 a month. And in my mind, it's a no brainer. All right. So the next one is going to be Canva. Now, Canva is honestly one of my favorite tools. I used to use Adobe, so Premiere Pro, Photoshop, all those different tools. And like I was saying before, it can get so complicated. And Canva, what it does, it simplifies everything for you. So whether you're looking to make sales presentations, if you're looking to just take images that you have that maybe they aren't super high resolution, it's with a click of a button, boom, done. You can create images inside of here. You can do different things like generate AI voice. You can create AI avatars. You kind of name it. It's incredible. So for me and a lot of my roofing clients, we'll usually create different things like sumo quote custom pages inside of here. We'll create engaging sales presentations. Now, I know people love Engage, right? Engage can be a little bit expensive. Now, when you're looking at Canva, it's only $15 a user, right? So you can do stuff that's very, very similar with Canva as engaged. Now, what I like to do is I like to create basically what's called hot buttons. And what I do is this is the way I like to tell customers of ours to go about this is basically you're going to create your sumo quote custom pages that are on brand. You're going to upload those into your proposal and estimate templates, and then you're going to have a matching sales presentation that goes with it. And so when you show up to the house, you want to have your sumo quote ready to go, or your roof bar, whatever you're using for your estimating software. And that's going to be a good, better, best model, right? You're going to have all your different measurement formulas directly inside of there. So then that way, when you take that roof report, it's going to shoot over, calculate the quantities for each one of those. You'll set your profit margin, you integrate your financing, right? Make it super, super clean. And then you're going to have that ready to go. And now when you're sitting at the kitchen table, you can pull up your sales presentation and actually give the tablet or whatever you're utilizing to show that presentation to the customer. Give it to the customer or the homeowner. Now, when the homeowner is sitting there, they're going to have a different experience based off of what they decide to click on, right? So if they're looking at roof replacement, if they're looking at gutters, whatever it might be, when they click on a button, we call it a hot button. It's going to actually take them to a different page, right? So now the workflow of that presentation is going to be different based on what they decide they want to learn about or what they want to purchase, right? Now, I like to show the different tiers directly in that presentation. And then what I like to do is kind of like an add to cart type vibe, right? Where it's like, all right, select the roofing system that you want to go with. And I like to always brand name those, put a little bow on top, make them look pretty. Basically, productize those different tiers and roofing systems that you guys are offering, right? And then once that's done, I'll usually go into like shingle colors. All right, hey, pick your shingle color, boom, boom, boom. Great, fantastic. All right, now go to the upgrades. All right, so let's say you want to add gutters. Let's say you want to add this, blah, 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 whatever it might be. Make it feel like it's almost add to cart. And then once that customer is done going through that entire process of deciding what they want, now you already have that estimate ready to go. So that's enough about Canva, but I'm telling you, if you're not using Canva, in my mind, it's another one of those that's a no-brainer. All right. Now, like I said, Roof GPT is going to have the voice coming soon, but not quite yet. So if you're interested in implementing something right now that could kind of answer your phone calls or even do outbound phone calls strategically, my favorite one has been Retail AI. Now, basically, what you do with Retail AI is you're going to set it up just like any other AI bot. You're going to set up a knowledge base, you're going to upload your PDFs, different information from your websites. Then you're going to set up the instructions. So, with the instructions, you want to make sure that you're kind of setting the tone and then basically going through the workflow of if then, right? So, the if then is so if a customer says this or a prospect says this, then what, right? And once you build that out, what it can do is absolutely insane. I've done so many test runs, I've implemented it for different roofing contractors. And whenever a prospect has any kind of rebuttal, concern, objection, it's going to be able to take that knowledge base and it's going to be able to really strategically have the right response to comfort that customer and close the deal. So AI voice is coming. Now, of course, there's going to be some people who are going to give pushback on the AI calling and stuff like that. So my suggestion is just be transparent, right? Have stuff on your website, right? You know, for example, the contact form. There should be some kind of consent on the bottom of your contact form saying that if they do fill this out, that they are getting, they're basically approving that you can reach out to them with email, SMS, and stuff like that. Just put a little bit of a note saying, hey, we do use AI calling systems and what to expect there. From there, honestly, the conversation flow is so incredible. And then just like the speed to lead and the quick response is that these prospects and customers can get is huge, right? Because at the end of the day, these customers just want to figure out their information as fast as possible, find the roofing contractor as fast as possible that's the best fit for them, and get their problem solved. So check that out for sure. And maybe check out some other tools that you might be interested to. But I think AI voice is something that you definitely have to invest in. All right. Now, next is ChatGPT. All right. Something that, of course, we've been hearing about. That's the big push, right? 3 years ago, when I sold my last company and I downloaded my first ChatGPT account, I was absolutely blown away. And in my mind, it's still the best tool. Now, there's Claude AI that I think is very good with analytics, data, coding, all that kind of stuff. Another great tool. But if I can only pick one, of course, it would be ChatGPT. All right. Now I'm gonna go through some different modes that I suggest you try using, and for sure, definitely get a paid account. All right. The free account is gonna give you some nothing super great. All right. So there's a $20 account. There's a $200 account. Me personally, I have a couple of the $200 accounts just because I'm utilizing it so much. And the reason why is these different modes. All right. So one of their new modes is agent mode. What's so cool about agent mode is literally you will type in what you want this agent to do for you, and it goes out and does it. And literally, while you type in your prompt, it's going to pull up basically a desktop, and it's going to be going through, it's going to be searching online, everything like that. So for example, I wanted to put a pitch deck together, right? I want to put this pitch deck together about a new promotion that we were running, right? It's for some AI training. And so I went agent mode. I could literally see it searching the web, and then from there it built out the complete presentation right then and there, right? Like a legit PDF presentation right there, and it was completely done. And for me, what I like to do is when I start my day, let's say I have a variety of different tasks, I like to use agent mode and then just boom, let it work, right? And then there's also deep research. All right. So deep research is a very similar model to the agent mode, but I'm telling you, let's say you wanted to put together some kind of business plan or some kind of new strategy for your business, it could put together a 60-page PDF of just quality content, right? Stuff that would have taken you days to put together. So agent mode and deep research are probably my favorites. Now, with images at ChatGPT, with that new model that they've recently came out before number 5, the images have been absolutely insane, right? I know Midjourney is a big one, but for me, honestly, all I need is ChatGPT and I make my images on there. Now, another underrated feature is just the voice. So now, Siri, all these different AIs, Alexa, blah, 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 you can talk back and forth. So for me, for example, I was trying to work on a new strategy for our business on ways we can help roofing contractors and how to promote it. I just felt stuck, right? I was on the computer all day. And I just wasn't getting what I wanted. So I went to the golf simulator, right? I'm at the golf simulator, and while I'm golfing, I'm literally just speaking back and forth to the voice chat GPT. And it almost kind of just helped me talk through the strategy, almost like I'm talking to a consultant. And so for me, that's a tool that I utilize all the time. And then next is any kind of AI Google Chrome extension. So you could check out Cider AI or Monica. Literally, what I would do is just go into the Google Chrome extension store and type in AI or ChatGPT and just download a free version with the best reviews. Now, what it does is it basically just sits on the side of your browser. And if you download your CRM directly onto like your MacBook computer and it allows it to have a Google Chrome extension, it can actually sit right on side of your CRM. So let's say that you wanted to figure out some information on something that you're browsing on the internet, right? You have a side AI Chrome extension that's just sitting right there, and it can actually read your browser or your CRM. So it can summarize stuff, it can give you ideas, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing with the CRM. So let's say that you go to like your pipeline, right? And you have your Google Chrome extension right there. It's going to go through all the different information on your pipeline, and it can give you new ideas, strategies, where there might be opportunity, and really break down your entire pipeline and to kind of give you a better idea for forecasting or where there might be missed opportunities. All right. The next one is Hedra. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was those baby videos that were going crazy, right? There was all these celebrities turning into babies and making these hilarious videos. Personally, I absolutely loved it. Now, Hedra is what actually makes that happen. So the best process to actually accomplish that is go to ChatGPT, create the image of the character, or you can use your own image, whatever it might be, and then upload it into Hedra. All right. Now, once you do that, you can actually create an animated video in Hedra literally within seconds. All you have to do is just type in the prompt. So I think that's one of those underrated tools. It's a little bit more of a niche, but if you're interested in creating those animated videos, definitely check it out. All right, we got three more. Now, Opus Clips. Opus Clips was actually one of the first tools that I found. I do a lot of long form content, and it's a pain in the butt to create the clips for social media. Now, of course, the reels and these short videos are the ones that are getting all the attention and traffic to your pages, right? Or to the long form content. So with Opus Clips, all you gotta do is take the YouTube link or upload the MP4 file, and it's gonna create 30 plus clips for you right then and there. It's absolutely incredible. It's gonna give it a rating 1 through 100, with 100 being the best, and then it's gonna write a caption for you. And you can actually, inside of Opus Clips now, you can schedule your clips right then and there. So let's say that there was 8 clips of the 30 that you really loved and you wanted to post to all your different social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. You're going to connect your different social media platforms, and then from there you could literally, with a click of a button, schedule all 8 of those clips. All right. Now, the last two is going to be more about communication, internal and external. When you're looking at phone systems, I never really had a phone system software that I really, really loved, right? So, when you're looking at telecommunication, I always felt like they were clunky and eh. So, what I use personally, and I suggest a lot of my roofing contractor clients, is Dialpad. What I love about Dialpad so much is the AI recaps. So, after any kind of phone call, I'm able to actually get an AI recap of that phone conversation right then and there. And if you want, you can sync that directly into your CRM. So now your roofing sales rep doesn't actually have to take notes on that phone call. Now, as a salesperson at heart, someone who's done inside and outside sales, I always hated filling out my CRM. So anything that you can automate for them is huge. All right. Now, one of my favorite tools, something that seems kind of simplistic, but something that I utilize basically every day, is Fathom AI. So this is going to be something that connect to your Zoom calls. All right. So if you're doing Zoom calls with your team or with customers, Fathom AI is going to record that. It's going to give you a summary, action items, transcript, everything like that. So I use Fathom all the time. Let's say I do a kickoff call with a client. I'm basically going to take that transcript. I'm going to put it in ChatGPT, and then from there, I'm going to get the most important things that client wants to achieve while working together. Or another thing is just workflows, right? So if you're looking at the processes of a roofing contractor, from a new lead coming in to closing the job, to making sure that you're handling production, to making sure that you get your invoices done, to making sure you're handling your insurance processes, to making sure that you get that 5-star review and referrals, right? What I like to do is basically say, hey, let's sit down. Let's go through that entire process. Let's go through what positions are responsible for what. Let's figure out what tasks need to happen at each stage, and then what communication internally and externally needs to happen at that point, right? So what I'll do is I'll go through that with a contractor, and then basically I'll take that transcript and I'll do a mind map, right? So I mentioned the Google Chrome extensions, right? Monica is a great one, and basically with Monica, I can take that and basically create a mind map. Now, for processes, I just think that visuals are really important and helps everybody really understand what's happening at each stage. So now all you have to do is just take that transcript, upload it to Monica, and now you have a mind map of exactly what happens at every single point of your sales process, production, etc. All right. So those are my top 10 tools, my favorite tools for an AI roofer tech stack. So make sure you're checking them out, right? A lot of these are very inexpensive, and it's so easy to get high ROI. I'm telling you, the amount of time you can save utilizing these tools, and just the quality of content and communication is incredible. Now, let's go into how to get used to using AI. AI can be so overwhelming. Now, if you're looking at somebody like me, of course, it's almost simplistic because all I do is sit on the computer all day and play with these different softwares. But you could be running your roofing company, or you could be an important role of that roofing company. So maybe you don't have time after work or during the day to sit down and start to learn all these different tools. So I always suggest just start using it yourself. This could be your day to day personally or at work. And just start with ChatGPT. Get one of the paid accounts, even if it's a $20 account, and just start to utilize it. Use the different features like agent mode, deep research mode, right? Even the custom ChatGPT or GPT accounts that they have are incredible, right? So, for example, one that I use all the time is the YouTube description and optimizer, right? So basically, all I do is just take my YouTube video or my transcript or my video and I give it to it, and it's going to make sure that I get a really optimized title, description, everything like that. So there's so many different custom ones in there depending on what you're looking for. So just start to mess around and utilize it. And then from there, once you start to feel comfortable, start to utilize some of the other tools that I mentioned in my top 10 list. I think it's really important to also just create a culture of innovation. So, with all the roofing contractors that I've worked with, I've just noticed that the implementations always go smoother when leadership is completely on board, right? So, whether it's really getting excited and getting the team involved into the process, or just being really, really excited about having a culture that's so much more innovative, modern than the rest of the contractors out there. It's such a big opportunity because you can blow people out of the water. When you really think about it, there's contractors out there that are still using pen and paper. And now all of a sudden, now when your team is utilizing AI to its fullest capabilities, you're going to blow customers away. Another suggestion too is just when you're looking at hiring, you could hire young talent that's very familiar with AI and the different tools, or just people who are just really tech savvy, right? So I almost suggest when you're going through your hiring processes, make that one of the credentials that you're looking for, right? Are they sophisticated and tech savvy? Because if there are, it's going to be a great way to kind of set the tone of the culture and get everybody else on board. And chances are, a lot of these younger people, they're very open to just sharing their skills and information that they have with everybody else. I would suggest just like practicing in team meetings, right? So me and my team are always doing a Monday morning meeting, right? And we'll do the end of day meeting too, real quick, but just do a quick practice run, or maybe just even talk about how different people on the team have been utilizing it and what wins that's created for your team, right? Now we're looking at actually implementing AI in your processes, right? Don't just implement AI to implement AI. Focus on your problems, right? So when you're looking at different problems you're having, whether it's just job processes or anything like that, write those out and then pick a tool that actually solves that specific problem. And when you do the implementation, technology is one of these weird things where basically you can go as deep as you want. It's almost like you can just keep optimizing, or adding additional layers and functionalities. Just start with one tool and just keep it simple, right? Build some confidence and go from there. All right. Now, when it comes to training your team, the biggest thing is just getting your hands dirty, right? So, of course, at Better Boss, a big thing with us is when you're looking at adoption of CRMs or different softwares, I want to say it's around 70% of implementations actually fail, right? So now all of a sudden these different softwares are actually just becoming a liability rather than an asset. And if not everybody's bought in and actually utilizing them, it's not going to work, right? So I think get your hands dirty, because I'll make a 20-minute video, right? I'll do a series of 10 videos, 2 minutes each, and going through each process so that everybody kind of has the details and instructions. I'll do different SOPs, you kind of name it. But thing is, if leadership doesn't actually make them watch those videos and then get their hands dirty with a practice job, it's not going to work, right? So get your hands dirty and make sure that they're actually utilizing it. All right. Now, that's the AI playbook for roofing contractors that nobody's sharing. All right. Now, I do want to go into a special promotion that we're running here. All right. Now, of course, we just launched after 2.5 years uh, Roof GPT. So, what we're doing is we're doing a Roofing Revenue Rocket OS promotion where we're giving away free AI chatbots for life. Now, we started this promotion 4 days ago and we were going to give away 100. We have 39 left. Okay. So, to get yours before they're all gone, all you have to do is book a 20-minute free roofing growth audit with me, and we'll get you set up within 24 hours after your meeting. All right. Now, this thing's going to be customized to your company. All right. It's going to have the knowledge base and information specifically to your company to be able to answer the questions that these website visitors want to know. Now, what's cool too is basically we're going to have cal.com and Google Calendar integrated right then and there. So instead of, a website visitor and prospect basically going in and filling out a website form and then you eventually getting back to them and then schedule an appointment and maybe they already found another roofing contractor by the time you got a hold of them, basically it's going to be able to book that inspection right then and there for you. All right. So huge opportunities. We're seeing massive results from it already. Now, when we're looking at the additional functionality that you guys can upgrade to and that we're adding on as we go, we have an amazing roadmap for the product. All right. Now, one of my favorites is the estimating feature. All right. Now, when you're looking at quick estimates, when you're looking at these different tools that can on the spot give them a quick quote, we're going to do something that I think is going to be next level. Basically, one thing that me and my team have always been really good at is data, property data, prospect data for roofing contractors, whether it's commercial or residential. So what we're doing is we're syncing Roof GPT up with all the property data across the country. So it's going to know what type of roof it is. It's going to know what the square footage is. It's going to know how old the roof is. So now, when that website visitor types in their address, you're going to be able to give them a quick quote right then and there. Now, we have some other exciting stuff too on that, where basically our goal is to be able to create a branded proposal with a three-tiered system with all the bells and whistles like finance and everything like that right then and there, where literally this chatbot and this sales agent can create that for you. Now think about how many hours people spend on their estimating process, and half the time it doesn't even look that great, and they might just be offering one solution. We're gonna be able to offer three solutions: financing, branding, everything like that, and it's not gonna take you any time at all. All right. So this is designed for roofing contractors between 1 and 50 million. All right. And you have to be at least 4.5 stars or greater. All right. The biggest thing is I'm always looking for reputable contractors to work with. All right. And those are the people we want to help out most. You also be able to unlock some additional benefits. All right. So basically, with the Better Boss OS, right, the Roofing Revenue Rocket OS, basically it's 6 modules. For example, automations is one, AI is one, job costing, etc. All right, so we're gonna do special promotions there where we're expediting the timeline. Something that I've definitely realized is, and it makes sense with roofing contractors that we worked with, is everybody wants everything implemented now, right? Perfectly. So my big thing is I'm expediting these timelines. So if you're on the enterprise, any module that you decide to go with will be done in 3 weeks, or will continue to work for free. With the Pro, 30 days, or will continue to work for free. We're also doing some bundling discounts. All right. So if you do 3 modules, 5% off. If you do 6 modules, all six, you'll get 10% off. So before it's too late, all right, book a 20-minute free growth audit with me, Nick Peretta, Better Boss, and you'll unlock your free AI chatbot, Roof GPT, for life. All right, guys. Hey, it's been an absolute pleasure. I think this is the longest live that I've done in quite some time, and it feels good to be back, man. I did 200 episodes with my boy Randy with the Start Build Grow show, and I always love live. I love the engagement, the interactions, everything like that. So I appreciate you guys so much. Let's get it.